Hello, welcome to lifewithanxiety.co.uk. I'm Greg, and today I just want to share with you my story of my anxiety, panic attacks, and stress. So, when did it all start for me? Probably when I was around 8 to 10. I had a experience where I was in an auditorium type scenario where it was very noisy, it's very loud. I got sweaty palms. I remember going dizzy. I remember feeling ill and having to leave because of it. Then after that, I was in a football match and same sort of scenario: loud, noisy, sweaty palms, dizzy, didn't feel well, had to leave. And that was all when I was quite young. And it was not put down to anxiety, it was put down to, oh, just has these hot moments. Looking back, it was definitely anxiety. It just wasn't a thing back then. When I had my exams, same thing. Again, that heightened anxiety of racing heart. I'd say they were sort of mild panic attack relations. It was like that point where you get your anxiety, you can feel it coming on, but you don't have that fear of the fear. You don't fear your heart racing. You don't fear why you've got sweaty hands. As a child, for me, I didn't get to that level. I was just felt unwell, couldn't concentrate on what I was doing, and didn't do very well out of my exams because of it. Then as life went on, I realised that I started to, I was a bit of an anxious person, or I don't like being in this situation, or I'm quite cautious around, what I um, tend to do, or other people aren't. I see the dangers in things more than others, and it just become more and more apparent the older I got that that was the sort of person that I am. And I guess, I started my job, started off good, and then I had a period in my life where I, I guess I didn't have any responsibility. I was young, I could go out, I was, socializing, I was going back to football. I, had a job where I was in my car driving around, no problem. Life was pretty great. It was, open, and yeah, I was, I don't know, generalized anxiety here and there, as a person, but that was it, nothing more. Then, as I got older, I got a new job. I got more responsibility. I got a promotion. I started to fly around Europe with my job. I then um, met a partner. I had a child in my life at that point, and all these things. And again, it wasn't really a problem. It's just more responsibility in life and a bit more pressure. That's where the stress starts to kick in. Then I had a child on the way, and I had a death in the family. And I guess, my job was very stressful at that point. So my generalized anxiety was high. I had a lot of stress in my life. I had a big project at work, which I was flying around Europe. And I was driving back home one day when my hands were tingling. That was a new sensation to me. My heart was racing. I started to shake. And at this point, I'm thinking, what on earth is going on in my body? And at this point, I don't know it's anxiety. I don't know that this is anxiety. I'm just thinking something's happening to my body. I need it to stop. Something's not right. I come home, laid on the bed, and it just got worse and worse and worse. And I'm guessing, I look back and I know now that I was fearing the fear. I was fearing why is my heart racing so fast? Therefore, it just made it race even faster. Why am I getting sweaty palms? Why am I feeling dizzy? And you get this massive overwhelming, that panic attack is now in full flow. And I wasn't sure, I didn't know it was a panic attack at the time. I had an ambulance that took me to hospital. I had tests done. I was there for a good few hours. I had a drug to calm me down. I had you know blood tests, scans, and it came back nothing. I was fine, and it was an anxiety attack. And at that point, you think, whoa, an anxiety attack. That's bad. That's something that I've never had before. It's something completely different. That how can my own mind create my body to do that much? Viruses out there. are doing that. Um, Strokes, heart attacks, they perform these things on your body that you're out of control of. So why am I getting an anxiety attack that I'm out of control of, and that's happening to my body? And that was almost like something new, something learned, something to fear, that I didn't want that to happen again. And lo and behold, it did happen again and again and again. Certainly in my car when I was driving, and I had to pull over. But at this point, I know, okay, I've had this before. This was an anxiety attack. It's not a heart attack this time. But it's still fearing the fear, and the panic attacks are still there. So you get to a point where these things are coming on, and then they crop up somewhere else. You know, you might be standing in a queue at the supermarket, and this feeling just sort of waves through you. Oh, okay, my heart's starting to race. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be here. I'm just going to get out. And you get out, and then your brain says, "Oh, I fear that. Don't go back in there. Don't go and queue up again." Then it may pop up when I'm in a meeting at work or in the cinema, and then all of a sudden, all these things and places that you went to, you don't want to go back because, well, last time I went there, oh, I felt so ill, and you just don't. Your world starts to close in, and if this resonates with you, I'm sure it is. I thought I've got to do something about this. I can't live like this. I know it's anxiety now. What help is out there? So I tried counselling. I tried talking to someone. Talking to people does help. Talking about mental health and anxiety is 100% a fantastic thing, because the more you don't talk about it, the worse you feel. The worse you feel as a person, that there's no one out. There's no one to talk to. There's no one that will feel the same as what I'm feeling right now. So talking to people is 100% something to do. Now, counselling for me was great for that, but it didn't. There was no, oh, you need to do this, you need to help. You know, that didn't help in that situation. It just helped to know someone was there to listen. Medications. I tried different medications. They were more of a sticky plaster than anything. Didn't really work. I tried hypnosis, which relaxed me, yes, but it never actually fixed any anxiety. I never really had a problem. I was like, well, I don't, you know, I'm getting anxiety in different places, and this is why CBT doesn't particularly work either. CBT is great if you've got, one place where you're particularly anxious. You know, so I tried CBT, for instance, when I was in my car. Driving, and I would have to do the same loop over and over again until my anxiety just kept coming down and down and down. One from throwing up to not feeling like I'm going to throw up, and I could just do it. Well, that's great. And then you go and try and do another journey somewhere else, or you go to the cinema, and it just comes back again. So, CBT didn't work for me personally. So I tried all these different things, and I got to a point where I thought, okay, let's not fix anxiety anymore. I've had it since I was a wee boy. So what's the point now? I'm nearly 40. What's the point in trying to fix my anxiety, because nothing particularly works? Let's use the tools from all the different other ones, revisit, go back, look at all the things that made you feel better, made you understand your anxiety, because you've got to be in this. You've got to keep going with it, because your brain's good at forgetting things. So you've got to keep going back and reminding yourself of those things, that those understandings, and keep doing it. And you won't fear, you won't worry about your anxiety when those situations arise. So what I've done is I've gone into all these different solutions. I say solutions, they're not particularly solutions, but they're understandings, they're ways of working with anxiety. And I've taken all the bits that have worked for me, which I think are the best bits for somebody that you know is suffering from generalized anxiety and has had panic attacks and still does. Um, so these things have made it 10 times better. 10 times better, um, just by understanding it all. So come with me on this little journey. I want you to download the free package. So I'm going to start talking about things around anxiety, what it really is, what it is for me. And I'll very much link this to me. I don't want it to be something where I just read from a book that somebody's already said. I want this to be, this is how I live with anxiety, and I've made a massive change to how I'm looking at it, how I'm thinking about it, and how it's affecting me in the last 6 months to a year. And I want to share that with you because I've tried all these things, they don't work. Put them together in different scenarios, they make life a lot easier with anxiety, okay? And I want to share that with you. So get the free package. We'll build up this knowledge together, and you feel free to go with the paid package, because that is where the real specific things that I've learned I will share in the paid package as well. So the free one is just to give you a bit of an understanding. The paid one is something that really has helped me massively, massive. So I want to share that with you guys as well. So yeah, thanks for listening to my story. I'm Greg. Welcome to lifewithanxiety.co.uk, and browse around, download the packages, and sign up to the Facebook page, and let me know. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you think about this stuff, and hopefully, I will definitely be releasing more and more content as I go through, because I just think that the more I'm in this space, the more I'm continually learning and the continually feeling better, that it could even go somewhere with it. I'm not saying I'm going to fix my anxiety, but I'm certainly going to live my life with it to the best I possibly can, and I want you to as well. Thanks for listening. Speak to you soon.